Dare I take a look? After all, why shouldn't I? Does it, like, look weird? Or do you have to just, like, actively do the ritual on the left? Oh, is this a warning?
Well, well. Who comes here? Another curious gawker? Another smart aleck believing he can overcome the street's curse? Away with you. Shoo! Get out of here.
All curses are tall tales for skittish villagers. What's really happening here?
I'll explain this once. This street is dangerous. People lose their minds walking it. Exactly how it happens I haven't found out yet, and I wouldn't advise you try. Unless you want that fashionable big city haircut of yours to crown a hollowed out pumpkin. The consequences will be irreversible.
This does feel like a warning. That was reverse psychology, wasn't it? You make me want to walk the street out of spite.
I'm telling you, people lose their minds here, as well as the endings to their stupid lives. Not all people, to be fair. There is some secret, some kind of special route, which can be chosen by chance. Don't risk it, and especially don't try to find this route on purpose.
I know it already. You have to walk from one porch to another, probably beginning with the one you're standing at. There must be a reason you're standing at this certain spot, right?
I'm tired of arguing. If you're so set on ruining your fate, then go on. I can't forbid it. I'm not on duty. No one's placed me here. No one's given me the order to board the street off from passers-by. Though they should have. The consequences are irreversible. Irreversible. What's done can't be undone.
I don't understand the panic. To forbid something, I need to be certain that it's harmful first.
Experimenting then, huh? On yourself? On volunteers? Might just so happen there won't be anyone left to interpret the experiment's results.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm one step from a fatal mistake. I can promise you this. I won't rush into experimenting head first. I'll think everything through. Is the door open? No. It's calling me in. Spooky. The street's architecture does strange things to people. Victor won't confess, so I'll demand an answer from Georgie. Ah. That's an interesting approach, so I can ask Georgie about it. I don't think I want to do it because it definitely feels like the equivalent of the irreversible thing that happened last game, which I correctly avoided. Look at the boots on this guy. God damn. Hola.
A soul is like a spring, or a bowstring. The harder you pull, the further your thought reaches when you release.
Excuse me, Dankovsky, but I'm otherwise occupied at the moment. I know about the Atrium Street. And? What, are you expecting some kind of reward for finding out about it? I'm trying to understand why you've created it. Why would anyone make something that dangerous? The question betrays an amateur in you. The main peculiarity of any impossible object is that the creator never knows for certain what exactly it would turn out to be. That's a question of luck. Bad luck, sometimes, like in the Atrium Streets case. Why deal in them at all then? Why create something that puts you yourselves at risk? It's odd to hear such questions from the creator of Thanatica. Because risky things are the only ones worth doing. The only ones that can tell us something new about ourselves. The impossible objects are a way of understanding oneself, of transcending humanity. When we employed Yulia, our idea was to create a street that would multiply the realities. We wanted any person who's walked down the street to see all the possible branches of his future and to be able to choose. What we have as a result was never part of our plan. Essentially a street that's supposed to accomplish the same goal as what I'm doing. But how could it happen? Why did you want one thing and end up with quite another? Every creation always bears an impression of the creator's personality. We failed to account for what we employed. We failed to account for that when we employed Yulia. She's an engineering genius, but she has a shortcoming that we've missed at the time. She's too rational. She relies on logic too much. I fail to see why that's a shortcoming. Yulia is a skeptic by nature. She's always searching for a single true answer, and now the Atrium Street does exactly what Yulia's mind does. It doesn't create realities, it reduces them all to one, making it inevitable. Why haven't you told Yulia of this? Perhaps she could have fixed it all somehow. We tried. Yulia refuses to accept that something is wrong with her street. She believes all her calculations are correct. She's wrong. Besides, she sicked the Inquisition on Victor, and you've seen the result. We have nothing more to discuss with her. All this personal struggle, all your grief, has made you forget about the people. What if someone else walks down that street? You're right. I have no idea what to do with the accursed street. Cordoning it off isn't likely to help much, but at least it should keep random passers-by safe. I'll give an order to place the patrolman there. Let it stay off-limits for now, until I figure out what to do next. Thank you, and please accept my condolences. Victor didn't deserve such a fate. Is he just out for good now? I wonder. The street will be barricaded tomorrow. Ooh, was the music so dramatic before? What? That sounds like a bad thing. What's going on with the audio? Is the whole polyhedron groaning like it's about to fall over or something? Was it doing that before? I don't remember the sound ever happening before. Fighting my way through children is beneath me. Those rascals have dug in. Juvenile gangs are getting out of control. Despite discussions of how wobbly it supposedly is, I don't think there's really any visual evidence that it's moving. I get back on my adventures and look for some more red objects to lick. I think I've currently completed every quest I started, technically. I can go back and talk to Yulia. Otherwise, I'm tempted to go check out the train area. I want to test my idea that maybe this whole area is replenished with resources every single day, making it relatively easy to do a loop every day where I just like check the train area and then run into the plague districts to find the heartbeat and then shoot the thingy and be done with it. Okay, I need some... hoping to find some red, but I saw that. I was in a situation where it was already draining my some of my my amalgam. We definitely don't want that to happen. I spawned really far away. I guess I'm used to entering this zone from the other side. The way that I'll beg this game to give me any visual component for my stamina meter so I can stop hitting it at random and being like, will it work? Can I run? A little bit of jogging you can do is so short. It's kind of like Deus Ex Human Revolution.
That there's so much of the world.
Where you're just like, they gave me such a tiny meter. Why would they do this? Please. Please chunk up my meter. I'm begging you. Nothing there. I know that we can get this one if I like kind of mash. I remember. Yep, there we go. That one's like weirdly hard to reach, but it is there, and I think that's the only place you can get it from.
This noise.
It's funny because this area vaguely feels like some kind of like semi-no man's land that I'm not supposed to be spending time in.
Never alone. Things everywhere.
Explicitly somebody else's territory and all that. But it's like a fairly valuable place to get a bunch of resources, apparently. A booster shot for every run. Like, I'm chock full of nuts right now.
It was quiet in Thanatica.
Yeah, even if there's no characters here, all the stuff comes back. This dog house. Did the step wolf make the dog house? Like, we're supposed to think that she was just so bestial and overcome by her instinct, but also she like made like a little dog house with like nails and boards.
Every creak, like a gunshot.
So yeah, that's a pretty effective trip to go on. Little bonus belladonna. But I'm now up to 23 nuts, 3 marbles, 2 beetles, and 2 water. Which is just out of hand. I can just straight up clear out some vendors now. The struggle here now is the fact that I usually don't want to clear out the vendors. I have to like be a little more choosy. Like if I want the They often sell more than one match, thankfully. But as far as wanting the calomel goes, they tend to only sell one of those at a time for the price of one. So you really have to just like tour the map and check every single one of them. I got some of them from those chests too. Honestly, a fair amount of the time I just hold down shift all the time. And it just sort of like automatically toggles on and off between running and walking. As the sprint mechanic goes, it's a little goofy. Are there fewer plague districts than there were this morning? Am I crazy? Did I not point out there was like 6? Wasn't this entire region plagued except for Grief this morning? Now it's only 4 districts.
You're too high strung.
Well, I think that before I continue with the story much, I think I'm going to spend today with the resources I've gathered, because I've got a good number of matches and healing items now. I think I'm going to spend that... Yeah. There we go. I'm going to spend those resources going after the Shabnak Adir. I think that's the name it had in the previous games and not the one they call it in this game, but I keep forgetting what the slightly different name is. The suffix or whatever I think is different this time. And I'm not totes sure why. Could be an updated translation. Admittedly, I'm not sure how much that's translation, because I don't understand it anyway. Matches, calomel, maybe some tobacco, or twirine. Tobacco can be valuable too. I guess I should start by trading nuts, because they are less value per square. There we go. Because there's more condensed value in beetles and marbles, so I should hold on to those and trade them later. The struggle being that you can't be as specific with your value with those. I can back myself into a bit of a, hey, can you break a 20 situation, where I have so many high value things that I'm like, how do I come up with a trade that honors the value that I have and doesn't waste it? Because I'm often trying to get calomel that only costs 1 nut. So if I use up all my if I use up all my nuts, then I won't be able to trade for my calomel very directly without either eating some cost or struggling to like come up with exactly what else to trade in combination with it. Do 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 do. Just use this. I don't see any reason not to just use the oh, I have too much calomel. As far as I'm aware, it seems like I should just use the glass immediately because it persists through the days. You essentially just want to buy one and then it reveals the glass thingy on the map forever. Forever. Relatively cheap to buy too, so it's like, okay, there's something happening over there. I'll check that out at some point. Good to just get it established on the map. Alright, so our goal is to go into this zone and see if I hear a heartbeat. Just kind of wander around, avoid threats, listen for a heartbeat. Ooh, I gotta check how my resources... Oof, oof, oof. Okay, it says 14. Okay, I do have my stuff. That was the thing, that was the one thing I didn't necessarily check for, was like, do I need to reload? I'm under attack. But is there a heartbeat? Yes? Oh boy. definitely hear it. But where is it? I am being pursued. Uh-oh.
Could see me now. They wouldn't have to resort to slander.
Ow. Something almost killed me, Jesus Christ. It's in this direction somewhere. There it is. Discovering it in the first zone I check is pretty nice. She turned into thorns in front of me. Hi. Kick.
Hear this.
Alright, well that's lucky. If I go... Yeah, I'm at this spot, so if I go down here... Ow. Okay. Damn. Take a non-plague route down to there if I can. Wait, where am I now? Oh, slightly different plague district.
I'll shrink, and you'll be gone.
I heard a heartbeat in there. Oh, let me skip the combat district. No, it's clear. Wait, I hear heartbeat now. Is that my mania? Why do we hear a heartbeat? I'm not even in the district that's supposed to trigger it. Does this just happen at the beginning of every region while I'm carrying the thingy? Eliminate today while the projectile lasts. I still have 7 more, which should be fine. More morphine. Let's see. My health again, damn. So, let's see if this fake sister thing happens. Because it never has still, so far. Because that would complicate things. Might even lead to a situation where I have to retreat if I can't identify which Shabnakadir it is. I think they started calling it Adig instead of Adir. Was that the difference? Okay, so where is she? Interestingly, you can kind of just hang out at the beginning. Okay.
This is all staged.
This seems like normal fire, right?
A Mysterium.
Where'd she go? Okay, she's Thorns. Wait, where is she? There she is. I'm trying to stun her so I can shoot her, and she keeps disappearing instead of being stunnable. Okay. They keep saying she's going to be stronger. I don't know what that means. Did they mean that she's going to become a bigger threat? Am I making the plague bigger the next day by curing it on a previous day? Is it actually bad to do this? I don't know. The whole point seems to be that it's good. Ah! Okay, so let's head up to here and check out Yulia. That was easy enough. We had one horrible, bad, no good day of trying to deal with this mechanic where everything possible went wrong. But otherwise we're doing okay. You little fuck. I see you. You're not clever. You ain't slick. You ain't slick, as they say. Yeah. You think you're slick, Uwu? Alright. Oh. This district's now red. What? Whoa. Is that the effect of me destroying the plague for the day? It went down to being 1 plague total, but also went from 1 aggro district to 2? This district literally changed characteristic on my way to it. I didn't even know that was possible. I thought that the effects of me doing that stuff affected tomorrow. Surprising. And then I enrich myself by robbing you again. All these blocks from planning out the city. Where have you led them, Yulia? You think it's not your fault? The damn town doesn't make sense. It's a scheme of the earth. Is that the plan, to have more city across the Gorkhorn? It is a really small map. Like the real... That does kind of match up with the real place, doesn't it? But there's plans to have bridges and then more city across the way, just as big, and then huge amount of city going off in every direction, I guess. Oh, the plans they made. What a funny little house you have.
Research. Verb. To research. To seek out again what others have already found.
That's an annoying definition. Research, verb, to research. It seems the Inquisitor's arrival has agitated the whole town. It seems his arrival has especially agitated you, Yulia. Decided to use the Inquisitor to settle your score with the Canes, have you? Didn't expect that from you. You've lost me, Dankovsky. What exactly is this score you're talking about? I don't like that dialogue at all. There's 2 types of people I despise most of all, drug addicts and whistleblowers? Jesus Christ. Like, drug addicts are just kind of a bummer and whistleblowers are like often for the best? Jesus Christ. I have a suspicion Victor Kane was executed today because you'd informed on him. I sincerely hope you will clear this suspicion. I wouldn't... It just doesn't feel like a whistleblowery situation. Keeping silent, I see. I suppose a moment of silence is quite appropriate here. What do you mean Victor was executed? When? What for? Today. Right after the talk with you, it seems. That's why I've come. What did you talk about? You suspect I was the one who talked Kaminsky into punishing Victor, but that's not true. He questioned me about my work for the Canes. I told him everything. Not a single word I said could have served as grounds for execution. Let me guess. Kaminsky had a special interest for the Atrium Street, right? What did he want to know exactly? Nothing special. Technical detail. Turned out he's pretty well versed in everything that's connected to psychogeography. I suppose he could create impossible objects of his own. Perhaps he had even, before he'd taken the Inquisitor's oath. What if I walk down it? Are you ready to guarantee I won't lose my mind or crumble underneath nightmarish visions? Who's frightened you so? Someone strongly dislikes the idea of you walking down the Atrium Street. Tell me, what have you seen yourself when you had walked down it? I should have known. You haven't walked it, have you? You've created a monster of a street, and you've never even dared to walk down it. We've only been acquainted for a short while, Dankovsky, so I'll forgive you this indiscretion. The truth is, an old injury has left me limping with my left, and this limp prevents me from walking down the Atrium Street. Bridge builders have a tradition. When the first engine goes over a bridge, the bridge's architect must be standing right under it. If the bridge doesn't hold, the architect will be punished for his poor performance at once. In your case, it was not the architect who's got punished, it was the employer. Go away. This conversation is over. Striking an insulted pose is a very convenient way of ending an unpleasant conversation, but it won't relieve you of your guilt. Relentless. Those are some sounds, damn. The road to madness is paved with good intentions. There is a street in an atrium that supposedly influences fate. It would be extremely reckless to test its effects by walking there in a special pattern. Oh, it'd be so reckless. Who would do such a thing? Transformation of the map is wild. How immediately it just is completely different. That's the primary use that I have for resources in a given day. So it's kind of wild to have it done immediately. But yeah, I can take care of, oops. I can take care of the projectile pretty quickly. Maybe today now won't get obliterated by the plague in a few hours. I think I'm gonna go check out the glass thing. But I do only have 6 hours before we loop. So I might not be able to get through it in time. But I guess looking at it feels better than running all the way home and looping. What are y'all up to? I should also keep an eye out for my inventory in that I could run out of space. Oh. That's one less slot for the matches. I can keep all of this plus 2 slots of this stuff. So I probably want to turn some more of these nuts into other stuff. Rest in peace, my friend. You were a good doll and a wonderful man. I loved your songs. Where are they now? And your jokes that made everyone at the table laugh until they cried. What's going on? Are you burying a doll? Everyone deserves a proper burial. Especially him. I don't care if he was just a doll. He was a good man. Remember how I used to steal apples from the warehouses together? I fell off the fence one and banged my legs so bad I couldn't walk. He carried me all the way home on his back. He saved me from a stray dog once. It jumped at us, and he whacked it in the face with a stick. Even though he was just a doll, he was really brave. The bravest doll ever. He was nice, too. He had really good hearing for a doll. This one time, I got lost in the steppe. I thought I was done for. But he heard me crying, found me, and led me back to the town. Does this doll represent someone? I don't get it. He was a good doll. We'd give him a 21 gun salute if we could. But isn't silence louder than any gun? Let's honor him with a moment of silence. A creepy game imitating adults. What will they grow up to be if they survive? Kids do that, yeah, they do kind of just ritualize the act of imitating adults and come up with some very strange things along the way.
Everything's so vibrant.
That was not what I was here for. Should be something over here. It is kids, though. Creepy. Hey, you. Go away. Get off the tracks, choo-choo. I just want some candy for the kids. When will the candy come? When will the train bring the candy? Vital Nujin Kenna. Are you children leaving the town? Mind taking me with you? We're not just leaving. We're going, coming, going, coming. People can only move forward, but trains can come and go to and fro. People don't always move forward. Sometimes they saddle themselves with the past. You're funny. You saddle horses, not people. Everybody from the steppe knows that. Horses are so last century. Boulder says the iron heart of a train is like 1,000 horses. A train is stronger than any horse. Is Boulder so popular you're pretending to be him? Boulder could drive trains, and he used to give us rides. Sometimes. Back when the train still ran. Hey, mister. Why don't the trains run anymore? When are they gonna run again? Huh? Mister? You don't need the trains right now. You wouldn't want to bring the plague to the capital, would you? A train came today. I saw it myself. But there was only one car, with one guy inside. I've never seen a whole car just for one guy before. He's a bad man. Stay away from him, children. For your own good. Right, he would have arrived via the train. I thought this was a school. To be fed, to leave this place. I thought this was a school, but the children dream of a train. To be fed, to leave this place. It's hard to parse the order of the dialogue sometimes. Alright, well that wasn't much of an event. I could start looking into grief, or I can go ahead and just skip to tomorrow. Which seems reasonable at this point.
You're too high-strung.
Oof, ouchies, my organs. My mania. Where am I? I can't leave this way, can I? Oh, I have to go all the way back. Wow, there's no exits along this wall. I guess that makes sense. Whenever I'm in that particular violent district, sometimes plague district, very frequently a dangerous district, I have to run along the entire... Yeah, it's because these barricades. I have to run along the entire length of that street every time because I'm almost always just trying to go along it to turn left. The map is pretty necessary in this game. It always kind of was, but like you could kind of get some navigation down, but like you can't really orient yourself and navigate the streets in a way that makes intuitive sense based on like grids and so on, because there's so many barricades to enforce the idea of only being able to cross them in a specific spot. You don't see me. Bye-bye. Bye. Better not be following me. I'll point a gun at you and you'll be very scared. You'll be so scared of me. He's actually not following me. Okay. Bye-bye. Here I thought I had to stock up on bullets, but I really just don't need to shoot people ever, do I? Kind of whoopsied when I shot those two guys at the beginning. Listen, they were really hostile in previous games. I think particularly in my Harrowspecs playthrough in Pathologic 1, I think I spent a lot of the night gathering Twirine around the steppe, and then to kill even more time because I kind of started doing a playthrough where I never had to sleep practically with the resource management that I had. And then would spend the entire night going through the houses that are being looted, and I'd shoot all the guys that come running at you when you open the door. Then loot them, then loot the house or something. Something along those lines. I don't remember exactly. It's been like 8 years. It's been a minute. People always talk about how weird it is to watch my old stuff because I just speak differently. Because I was a different person a decade ago. It's almost like the farce of being like, I'm gonna do a franchise playthrough, like with Yakuza and stuff, where it's like, sure, but by the time I reach the end, people don't want to go to the beginning because I'm a different person on some level, and it weirds them out, kind of. The morphine will stack. See, those resources stack. Don't specifically need the other stuff that they have on hand. Yeah, just lose this one match, basically. And there's enough to loop to tomorrow, so I think I'm gonna do just that before my inventory gets out of hand again. In some wacky adventure. Not a bad start. We got through the trials with the Inquisitor. We looked into this weird Atrium Street situation, and that we decided to probably not do it. We looked into the additional context with Yulia. We did the Glass Shard quest, and we did the Shabnak Adir. And taking care of that means that future days will just be much easier to navigate. Uh-oh. Alright, we'll look into that in a minute. Here justice was done. Uh-oh.